What's up, guys? I'm Drops with Confused here.
Hello, hello.
Uh, we are doing a little draft league analysis for funsies. Um, on screen is how we're going to be doing it. We really don't know anything about singles, and let's just get into it. Yeah. First team we got here is Cheattowin with the Glendale Glamoras. Got Dragapult, Glamora, Cress, Rillaboom, Arcanine, Gardevoir, Klefki, Inteleon, Zoroark, Braviary, and Mabostiff, also being his two Terra captains. Confused. What is your initial reaction here?
Okay, so you've got the categories on the right. You've got gun reaction, you've got hazards, you've got defensive pivots, offensive power, and Terra captains. The way I see it, offensive power is like just mons that are going to win the match for you or can create holes in the enemy team. Defensive pivots are exactly as it says. Hazards control exactly as it says. Gut reaction is the category where we don't get to respect anybody else's opinions and say, this guy has Zoroark, I like Zoroark. You had what? Good, bad, excellent, and all right as the four ratings, and we're kind of just hoping to try to stay consistent, but probably won't. Um, Immediately, I just like Arcanine, Rillaboom, and Zoroark. I also think Dragapult is the best first pick, and I like Lamora, so I just like the mons he has. For Terra Captains, I think they're alright. I don't think they're anything good. So you got the first one there with alright. I don't have a lot of faith in Mabostiff, even though his ability's a lot better in singles. I still don't really... Stakeout's actually able to be used. I think that's what it is. For hazards, you've got Glamora, which is like instant win. You got Klefki to stack spikes, but your removal of them is also Glamora, which doesn't seem as reliable. So I'd say it's good. You also have Spin Block and Dragapult, and you can bring it in. As for the gut reaction, I just like Dragapult. I just like Zoroark. I just like the Mons. This is a good team. Synergy-wise, yeah. We can do the other two after. What do you think?
Um, let's see. My gut reaction. It's pretty good. It doesn't look like the bulkiest team on paper, which I kind of think bulk is a lot more important in singles because it's a lot of. It seems like a lot of switching to like get into. I mean, obviously, Rillaboom's bulky. Glamora can be bulky.
I was gonna say, you have Glamora, you have... No, you're not Glamora. Glamora's not bulky. You have Cress, Arcanine, Rillaboom, though.
Yeah, that's
You got
fair.
Klefki for screens, and they have a lot of things that can do stuff with screens, in my opinion.
Fair.
I guess there's no, like, end game scenario Dragon Dance Sweeper, which is unfortunate, but that's fine. That's not a big deal.
Does Dragapult not get Dragon Dance?
I think it might. I think it does.
I mean, Dragapult's going to be an absolute menace. It's an insane Pokemon.
I don't think this is doing anything, like, excellently, but I think everything's, like, kind of covered. And I just like them on.
Mortal Spin clears hazards, right?
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
but it's also, like, Glamora can only do so much. Glamora can't clear hazards, set hazards, and do, like, all of this at the same time.
It sets hazards by being hit, to be fair.
Yeah, but it's gonna get up. I mean, like, you have T-Wave with Cress and Klefki, set up spikes. I don't know. Seems good.
Yeah,
seems alright.
My gut reaction says it's alright.
See, that's why I like gut reaction as a category, because I can just put good. and you can't really stop me.
I mean, that's fair. Terra Captains. Let's see, Mabosstiff. Dude, I think Mabosstiff might be solid, and I don't necessarily know how I feel about the Steel type, it being a Dark type, meaning it already wants to get punched already. But there's that. I think Braviary will be a very solid Pokemon.
I don't have a lot of faith in Braviary and Mabosstiff. That's my problem with this as Terra Cap.
I mean, so like we're limited by Terra Captains, dude. If Dragapult could be a Terra Captain, absolute menace.
I don't like his Terra Captains. I'm putting bad. I don't have faith in those two Mons.
I think they're alright. I mean, what were his other Terra Captain options?
I mean, everything. I mean, it doesn't really matter how many, like, with the way the point system works. Like, if you put all of his points into the top half, like, you have worse Terra Captains. It's just what it is.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, see, now, offensive power is, like,
high.
The most... These two categories, like, defensive pivots, they're solid. They're not, like...
They're good.
Offensive power is going to be the weirdest one, because, like, he has Dragapult, which is probably, like, one of the best breakers.
I mean, Dragapult... Zoroark is an insane Pokemon. Inteleon might be able to do things.
Alright. So, I haven't looked through all of these teams beforehand right now, so I've got to keep that in mind when we do the overall... If there is, like, an overall tier list at the end of what, like, we think of each team. I don't know if we're doing that.
I mean, we can. I'd just whip up a slide real fast.
Okay. Well, we can just rock this for now.
Okay.
This is my first team I'm really looking at in this regard, so it's like everything else is going to be compared to this immediately. If that makes sense. So yeah. I got my 5 there. I don't know how much you want to talk about each slide and argue with each slide, but there you go.
I mean, I feel like our thoughts on this team are decently similar.
I actually think his Hazard Control might not be as good as I give credit, even though he has Glamora. Like, just having Glamora does not mean you can, like, remove it all. Glamora can't do everything.
Does Braviary get defog? No, I don't think so. Not many things get defog this gen. It's kind of silly. Let's see.
I need to pull up a tab to look this up while we go.
Defog. See, I have Streamlabs watching my internet, so I'm afraid if I pull something up, it's just gonna move it around.
Braviary Hisui gets... Yes, Braviary does get defogged, which means I get to keep good. I get to keep good. Alright. Also, I moved this category a bit to the left, because otherwise it was giving separate lines for each one. We're probably going to have to do that for all of them.
That's fine. I didn't... it's fine.
No problem.
Alright, on to the next team with Trikster and the Square... Oh wait, what's our overall rating for this team?
I don't want to do overalls unless, like, we can do overalls at the very end. Like, that's what I mean by the tier list, right?
Oh, yeah, we can do that.
Like, I'd say gut reaction is the overall to start with.
Okay.
Because I'm like, yeah! Alright, gut reaction for Trikster. My man drafted Stall.
He also just drafted Please Earthquake Me.
I mean, he's got 2 defensive, 3 defensive.
2 immunities and a resist, but like...
Yeah, but you have 2 immunities and resist, and then you have a Slowbro. You can always pivot Slowbro in. Like a Fizdev Slowbro, switching it on Earthquake, no issue. It'll be fine. And then it'll threaten the things that it does.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so I guess I don't really need to read off the team names like I did on the first slide since...
Nah, that just takes a while.
Since they're on screen. We are learning as we go.
Gut reaction, alright. I am not a big fan of mono stall, which this is like. It looks to me like you're just going to pivot around until you can try to set up sweep with Articuno, or you can try to get like a Swords Dance with Virizion or Lucario, and then go from there. Get Cleavor out, get some rocks up, pivot around a bunch, get some Toxic ups, burn things down.
I mean,
And then you have like 4 sweepers when Gyapdos, Articuno. You know, maybe I'm being too stall heavy on it.
it's really not that, like, if Zapdos can just pivot in at a good point, it'll definitely be able to take some KOs or Articuno.
Yeah. I see Slowbro and Toxapex and Clodsire and Hisui and Goodra, and I'm like,
Hang on.
that man.
You know well how much damage a Slowbro can actually do.
But it really is just those 4.
Cleavor does damage and it gets rocks up for free. Hisui and Goodra is definitely stall.
I'm not that much of a I'm not that much of a Cleavor believer. I am a Gyapdos believer. I am a Lycanroc believer.
Dude,
I love his Terra Captains. I love Galarian Articuno.
His Terra Captain's sick. Big fan of the types too.
Yeah, he's got the fast fairy if needed. Got the close combat.
See my gut reaction. I think this team is good. Terra Captains. See, we're so early on. I'm worried to. I'm hesitant to. You know what? I'm just gonna go with it. I love his Terra Captains. I'm giving it an excellent in the Terra Captains. Offensive power, dude. I think it's
So, how much do we care about typing? Because the reason I'm having problems with this is where is this man's Shadow Ball switch in?
Nowhere.
Like, it's gotta be like a specially defensive AV Toxapex or something like that.
I mean, a Spadef Clodsire probably takes it pretty easy.
Yeah, Clodsire would.
What was I looking for?
Also, he can set up hazards, but he doesn't remove them.
Yeah,
Do we have Defog on any of these?
Maybe.
And I don't think Defog is as good as
Rapid Spin.
Exactly.
Cleavor gets Defog, so
does it really?
it does. Yeah, I'm under Gen 9.
Yeah, it does get Defog. That's insane.
Does anything?
But that's also a lot of rolls for Cleavor, who doesn't want that roll.
I don't. His hazards plus control. His hazards are. I'm gonna give
like
it
offensively, his hazards are solid.
Yeah, I'm giving it an all right. How did you just move the box over?
Yeah. I just made it bigger. I didn't move it over.
All right, fixed it.
I didn't move it over. I just made it bigger.
Defensive pivot. I mean, he's got the bulk to take hits.
I don't like it as much. The Terra Captain. It's funny because the Terra Captains are great.
Love the Terra Captains.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of faith in a lot of the other ones.
You can't say that when he has Slowbro.
Yeah, Slowbro is like the best part of this team.
Oh, I think Clodsire is phenomenal.
Yeah, his defensive pivots are good. If he had like a Spec Shadow Ball switch in, it would be excellent.
Yeah. Alright.
Once again, since I feel like it bears repeating, I'm not good at singles. I've never played a singles format. I'm talking out of my ass.
Dude, I haven't played singles since like X and Y, and that was messing around with Ubers on Showdown.
Drops and I played a build in 15 and fight each other challenge, and he destroyed me. It wasn't even close.
Okay, to be fair, I've been watching a lot of PokeGames videos.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll get there.
True.
But, like, if we say something's bad, we're talking out of our ass. It's all good.
What he said. Next team?
Yeah.
It's you.
Oh, wait.
And the LA Sleekings.
Oh, yeah. The hockey team name. So we have on my excellent non-biased takes, gut reaction. Whoops. This is an excellent team. We look at it, and hazard control is excellent, and we can continue by doing other stuff and showing that defensive pivots are excellent. The offensive power is amazing, excellent, and the Terra captains are excellent too. Like I love my Terra cap. So I see nothing wrong with this team. This is the best team of the league.
I think the next one might be better.
No biased takes whatsoever in this Discord call. There is nothing happening here that can change my mind.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to say as part of my gut reaction, we haven't really talked about it for the other two teams, and we don't know how much it really affects in singles, but your speed tiers are phenomenal.
Oh, I think it does matter. I think it does. I think the same way a draft, and I don't think this is a VGC versus singles thing. I think this is a draft thing. But I always try to get varied speed tiers. Like, I want some slow mons that can just, if not set up Trick Room for themselves, bulk through Trick Room. I want a fast mon or two. Ideally, like two, one at 110 and one at 130. And it just throws off speed tiers for the opponent. That's like the entire goal of it. Like, people are going to have to respect the 130 and the 110 speed tier. And it makes them not able to cheese bulk on mons when they have to go jolly instead of adamant. Or they have to go more speed investment than they'd want to. They want to run a speedy Gyarados, but they can't because they have to run a bulky Gyarados, but they can't because they need speed to beat Jolteon at +1, you know? Yeah. So I think speed tiers are incredibly important as a factor, and I think if you ignore speed tiers and have I think that's actually mostly goes into offensive power, and I think Cheattowin had a pretty good example of it, where he had Dragapult at 140, and then he had Inteleon at 120, and then his slowest was actually 80, so
it's a pretty fast team.
Yeah. I think you do want some bulkier slow mons. You don't want pure I am speed. But yeah, just forcing people to put speed on their mons changes a lot of power dynamics.
Let's see. You have the rocks. You have spikes. What do you have? What do you have? Do you have toxic spikes? Grafaiai.
Slowking gets them.
Slowking gets them.
Grafaiai, I don't know if Grafaiai gets them. I know Slowking. I don't think
so.
I don't think Grafaiai does.
And then you have Dekidui and...
Okay, so I opened with Slowking and Garchomp because they just cover each other. They love each other. The Slowking Garchomp Quaquaval open is just a trio that loves playing with each other. Fairy and Ice moves can be covered by Slowking, and very easily Fairy moves into Quaquaval can be covered by Slowking. The Steel types that Slowking hates, Garchomp and Quaquaval eat alive. The problem with it was Ghost moves, which I got the Moltres for, and then I have 3 normal types, which they're not all coming at the same time, but I can pick which one's best. I'm not using Wigglytuff. I had 2 points. I got Wigglytuff because I had 2 points.
Dude, Wigglytuff could be a sweet wish passer.
It could, but most of my mons have recovery that don't need it.
Yeah.
Maybe to Tinkaton, I think Tinkaton was undervalued at the points it was at.
Dude, I think after realizing that Tinkaton gets Stealth Rock and has Mold Breaker, cracked for fighting against the people with Magic Guard, and then I don't know, it seems
Magic Bounce.
Yeah. Magic Bounce, not Magic Guard. It seems really good for singles and just general. Its typing is sick.
Also, I just picked Pokemon I like. That's the big secret here. Jolteon, top 10 favorite mon. Skeledirge, top 10 favorite mon. Definitely my new favorite Gen 8 or 9 mon.
Slowking, top 10
Slowking, Galar, top 10 favorite mon. I just picked Pokemon I like. Between Slowking, Skeledirge, and Jolteon. And then I'm really excited to play with Grafaiai. I think he's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know how much faith I have in Dekidui, but he's probably cool. Rotom Frost, it's a Rotom. I don't care if it's worse. I don't care if it's Blizzard. It's still a Rotom.
Rotom's always good.
And then Slaking just looks fun. I click double impact. And you don't have to give me excellence because I'm memeing myself.
No,
like, I think there are problems with
I
it.
think a lot of your team. What do you think your problems are? I think your team overall looks excellent.
Okay, good. I see. I haven't played a lot of singles, so it's harder for me to identify this. I think my ground weakness is more real than I would like. I think my defensive walls are more predictable than you would want. Like, yeah, my Fizdef wall is probably Skelly Dirge no matter what, right? Like, I know Tinkaton can do it. I know Garchomp can play Wally on both sides. Wigglytuff can probably do it. Rotom can probably do it. So maybe that's not true at all. I don't know. I gotta talk myself up and talk myself down immediately after.
I mean, fair.
I'm pretty happy with how it ended up. I think Quaquaval's going to be really fun with Aqua Step Rapid Spin.
Dude,
it can play a defensive Roost Pivot. It can play Setup Sweep.
As much as I hate the look of the Pokemon, I love the Pokemon. I tried to bring it in that original Portland team, and it ate garbage, but...
I think it is drastically better in a singles environment than a doubles, though.
Yeah. Well, dude, I mean, if you can pivot it and then just click Aqua Step on whatever's coming out, regardless of if it's damage or not, you get the speed boost there.
Also, what do you think about Moltres Galar? Because that Mon is going to Agility, Nasty Plot, and Sweep, and you're going to laugh at it or love it, and I do have screens to support it.
I don't know if I like having Agility and Nasty Plot. I don't like having two different setup moves.
That's the standard set.
Is it really?
Yeah, you get it in screens. You click Agility once, you click Nasty Plot once, and then you go in. They probably are going to proc Berserk because of screens, and then you're +3, +2, and you're just going to Oko everything. That's the idea.
I don't know. When we played our little funsies match, it just fell over.
Yep, I know. I didn't position it well, though.
That's fair.
And to be fair, by the time it came out, like, you had already punched holes and everything else. It wasn't like the endgame sweeper I'd want. It probably does want screen support more than I would like. Okay, moving on.
Next team. Me with the Las Vegas Dragon Knights. I think my team is excellent all over. But
he's doing the same thing I just did.
Well, no, I mean, okay, so I get Magic Bounce. Phenomenal. I do have some weaknesses that, like, scream, please don't hit me, but that, I don't know. I don't know how to talk about my own team. I like it. There's a reason I drafted the Mons I drafted.
See, that's the same problem I was having talking about my team last time. Okay, so I'll do most of the talking for you. Offensively, I have misunderstood Volcanion as a Mon. That thing is much, much better than I gave it credit for. Also one of the only Mons that still gets Scald, by the way.
Scald, baby.
I actually love the ideas behind Greninja and Espeon. And I can't believe you got Donphan when you did. Like, you picked that thing so late, and it's one of the 3 spinners.
The super late Donphan pick was nuts.
So, I don't plan on giving out many excellence as, like, a rule of thumb. That was, like, what I told myself going into this. I know I just gave myself 5. But...
I mean, you're gonna be biased towards your own team. It's understandable.
Okay. I do think this is good. I like Greninja a lot as the offensive pivot, like Protean Sweeper, Ashburn Greninja Sweeper in the end game. I think Dragonite as a setup sweeper with Dragon Dance when where I'm worried about your team is your defensive switch-ins to specific things.
Spec Shadow Ball.
Spec Shadow Ball is definitely included on that list. Greninja's not a real switch-in because it's going to take 1, get put to like 30%, maybe, and then just dies to the next one. And if they have hazards up, it might not even take one. And that's assuming it's faster than the other mon.
Banded Phantom Force from a Dragapult.
That's not real. But yeah, that is real. But normally it's Dart. And darts would probably just drop a Greninja, even without the resist.
True.
So I think where your team falls apart is in the defensive pivots, but you have a lot of offensive pressure to just punch through it regardless. And I might be underestimating some of your mons. Like Frigoraph, Ceruledge, and Hariyama. Ceruledge I believe in the most out of those, but it doesn't have Terra, which makes it feel worse.
Yeah, it does make Ceruledge kind of sad.
I don't know how to judge Diancie and Volcanion. I've never seen them in play. I know that Diancie is supposedly a wall. And I know in our little 15-minute thing, I didn't prep for Volcanion at all, and it destroyed me.
The Volcanion stats are sick.
So, also your ground weakness is very real.
Very
like,
real.
Decky Dewey is not... Like, Donphan is your ground switching, and he's slow, so he's not going to be real for a lot of them.
I mean, I have...
Dragonite is your main one.
Yeah.
But then if you wanted to play a multi-scale Dragonite sweeper endgame, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I like your Terra Captains. I actually think your defensive pivots are not. I'm sorry.
That's fine, dude.
That being said, I like the Terra Captains. I like the offensive pressure immediately. I like the endgame pressure. Your hazard control, too, is actually pretty good. You have one of the premier rapid spinners. You have Defog. You have Magic Bounce. And you can... Do you have spikes and T-spikes? Were they...
Yes. Greninja gets T-spikes. I know something I have has spikes. I have 2 different rockers. Spikes. Pokemon. Diancie might get spikes. Oh, Greninja gets spikes.
Okay. So, yes, but they're on Greninja, which means he has to be either the Greninja lead build or he can't be the Ash Greninja setup mon, which isn't necessarily bad, but he can't do everything. He's still very versatile.
Diancie also gets spikes.
Got it. That one's more reliable because that mon is a very good defensive pivot. I switched up. No, I didn't. So, yeah, you have very, very good hazard control. I'm gonna only put good because you don't have the best way to get it down in my mind, but you still have it, so it's definitely good.
Fair enough.
Got reaction good. Defensive pivots is really where I'm like... I feel like I should be able to find a hole in that you just like have a hard time switching into, and then it can wear you down.
Yeah, that's...
Like, even if you're one-time switch... Like, you can have plenty of one-time switches, but they're not going to be consistent switch-ins. So you get worn down, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Terra Captains, I know Kricketune was just a leftover point. We don't worry about Kricketune.
I'm kind of worried about Reverum, and that's why I put good for my own Terra Captains.
I think Espeon is insane as a Terra Captain.
Exactly, but like my other options to combo with Espeon were... I don't know if I could... It would have been like for Farigiraf, I think.
Could have done Decky Dewey.
No, Decky... I don't think I could have done Decky doing it in Espeon. I don't remember the point tiers.
Decky Dewey was 7, Espeon was 6. Because I considered it with Jolteon, and Jolteon was more than Espeon. That's not the point. I actually think Reverum with Terra is better than you're giving it credit for.
I've just never really played with Reverum, so I'm just kind of skeptical as the Pokemon with... kind of skeptical of the Pokemon overall.
I'm more skeptical of Hariyama and Farigiraf.
Dude, Hariyama's gonna be sick. Farigiraf will do something, I'm sure.
At least it's a normal type that you can, like...
Take Shadow Balls with.
It gets Wish, right?
I think so.
That might help you a lot. Alright.
Alright.
Next. Keep it moving.
We have Eldentista in the Fort Collins Freeze. Let's see. Gut reaction. Man wanted to play Snow.
This man took a Titan. I will never forgive him for this. He did the same thing I did. He had chilly reception and he wanted to pivot into Satian. Literally the exact same thing I wanted to do. So it's his fault that I didn't get it.
Let's see. So, I'm not a fan of Bisharp. I know it used to be a whole lot better. I tried playing it with. It might be better in singles, to be fair, but the
I think it'll be better in single.
I don't. Dude, it's still just like the 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 move pool pruning hurts. Defiance not as important in singles. I feel like, is it good? Yes. Is it as crazy as it is in doubles? No.
Does he have any
Hazards?
No, hazard control. He definitely has hazards. He has Ting Lu.
Kamala spins,
Kamal's not a good spinner though.
but it's a spinner.
Yeah, but I'm worried it comes in, it gets like KO'd, and then you can just re-get up hazards.
Fair. Does Volt get defog?
Which I guess is why he has Terra Ghost on it, so you can't just spin on it infinite, like Stealth Rock spin kind of thing.
Yeah.
Terra Steel's really interesting on it. Normally you don't go Terra Steel on a normal type.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of, it leads back to my positive argument of it wants to get punched in the first place. And if you bring Terra Steel that week instead of Terra Ghost, you might just be a little sad.
Well, I mean, he probably picked it because it's a low-cost spinner, right?
Yeah.
I love Cheattowin. I'm not sold on the other two. I know Leech Seed stuff with Appleton with like Dragon Tail and Whirlwind with hazards up on his end is like a lot of pressure with like Volcarona cleanup or Sword Stance Mimikyu cleanup.
I mean, he has Bundle to clean up if he really wants to.
I think Bundle's more of a breaker in this. Poke a hole in the enemy team.
It's fast. It's fast. It'll revenge kill just fine.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, it might actually be able to use flip.
True, dude. Fast pivot right there. Get a little.
Also, he has Snow into Blizzard spam on a bundle.
True.
So he has both sides of Snow. He is that's scary. Alright, what you putting for stuff?
Gut reaction. I think this team is good. Hazards.
Yeah, I'm hoping we don't just say good for every team.
Hazards and control. I think they're all right. Defensive pivot. I think he has some good defensive pivots. Like, you can pivot into Volk on things and get the flame body burn. Gengar spin block. Ting Lu is Ting Lu. I mean, he has Disguise Mimikyu.
His defensive pivots are Ting Lu and Slow King.
No, you're disrespecting Volcarona and Appleton.
I might be. I'll accept that. But I think his offensive threats... The weird thing is, I think half of the way this team is offensive is, like, either set up Snow, go with the two Mons. You have... The Whirlwind Dragon Tail stuff is actually brutal. Yeah. There's no shot the defensive pivots are excellent. I refuse to believe it.
Dude, I think he's got a... I mean, Bundle will come in... Bundle's what, physically defensive? Bundle will come
Bundle
in...
is...
Yeah, it's physically defensive.
It's like 50 HP, 105 defense, right?
No, doesn't it share with... Hang on. To the internet. Iron Bundle. Bundle's 114 defense, 56 HP.
Yeah, so I was off by like 10. I was basically right.
Oop, did not mean to go to do that.
I stand by what I said. That's not a real spammable pivot. It's a revenge killer. Mimikyu's a revenge killer into sweeper. Volcarona can be built as a non-sweeper defensive pivot,
I mean,
but
Folk
it doesn't
it
want
can
to.
roost, flame body, make it bulky with like a citrus berry. It'll be able to sit on the field for a while. Slowking gets regenerator.
Yeah, no, Slowking and Tinglu are both very good defensive pivots. The problem is Tinglu is more of a hazards up whirlwind until it dies. And Slowking is like the defensive pivot. So if Slowking, what is his physically defensive pivot? That is like a blank check. This is my physically defensive wall. It's like Apple.
Apple, Tinglu, Volcarona.
I guess it could be Tinglu. Tinglu can be built both ways.
Well, Tinglu drops enemy attack stat regardless.
Tinglu drops special attack.
Oh, is it special? Whatever.
What's Chiana's attack?
Oh, don't.
I don't think. I think this can get worn down.
Alright, fine. You have convinced me. I'll give it.
No,
good.
I don't need to convince you. You can keep your opinion. Keep your opinion. Hold strong.
No. You made valid points. I think his Terra Captain's alright.
He has Titan, which is a very, very good Terra Captain, but
I don't care for the Appleton having both Dragon and Crass. I feel like you kind of should have just picked one and then given like. I mean, Terra Steel with Thick Fat would be good. Terra, I don't know. I think you should have just picked one or the other.
And then had like a fairy.
Yeah. A water.
Yeah, I respect that.
And then I'm not a fan of the steel on Kamala.
I mean, I guess he just wanted a steel type on the team, so like he can tear early and then just have a defensive pivot as a steel.
That's fair. And I mean, it's still mind games of what's this Kamala gonna do? Do I want to try and punch it? Do I want to flamethrower it for neutral?
Also, this man's got a fighting weakness. Like, Mimikyu and Gengar are the ones that come out, but if you call them right, they kind of... He is Slowking. Slowking is a very, very real switch in fighting.
Yeah, he still doesn't want to get punched that much.
Nah, Slowking can take it.
I mean, Volk is also a good fighting switch in.
Fairy is pretty spammable. I'm worried that the spammable moves are like...
He's got a lot of blank spaces.
A physically attacking fairy can run
exist.
through this.
He has the physical attacking fairy on.
Who's got Iron Valiant? Who's got Iron Valiant?
Oh, true. We'll find out soon. Alright, next team.
Yep, sure.
Chad and the Motown Meowscaradas.
Oh, I love the Hisui Electrode Gudra. Hold up. I was very close to picking Hisui and Electrode as a Terra Captain. And in Terra Ice, Terra Ghost with
Terra Captains, I think, are excellent. Gudra is an absolute menace of a Pokemon when it comes to itself. I like the Electrode choices, and then I feel like Bonnet probably fell to the same Kricketune fate of I have a point, might as well spend it. Oh, he gave it Terra Dark.
I like this team.
I like it too. I don't know how much I believe in Ursaluna, and I hope that comes to bite me in the butt.
I think Ursaluna is very, very good at going 1-for-1. Like, when I see an Ursaluna, I'm like, that thing is going to come in on a pivot, it's going to take something down with it, and then it's going to open up a win condition for my team. And it's very hard to not let it go 1-for-1, but I also think it's not likely to get more than 1-for-1. Like, I think it's going to do its job consistently, but then it's going to get revenge killed, you know? And you're going to look at it and you're going to be like, well, this thing is now at a third life, it's taken out a Mon. There's no point in saving it unless it's just a sack later down the road, and I have a good switch in. Because it's, like, going to be slower than the rest of his team, right? Or, like, as a generic rule. But it will take out a Mon.
Yeah.
So I think Ursaluna is very, very good at 1-for-1. Swords Dance Scissor Sweeps in the endgame are brutal. You have Bulk Up Tauros. You have like Banded Scarf Meowscarada. You can also have a lead Meowscarada with hazards. You have lead Azelf to do that role also. Which what? Lead Azelf is normally like taunt Stealth Rock's explosion type stuff.
Something like that.
Is your only hazard control defog? Am I missing something? Noivern gets defog, right?
Noivern and Scizor get defog. But
okay, but
he doesn't have a spinner.
Which only having defog with no spinners awkward because you have a lot of hazard stacking on your side with spikes, Stealth Rock, and ways to get those up. But
what's my good?
I'm being very picky with my excellent ratings.
That's fair. I mean, you should be. It's the highest rating. I love the Terra Captains. Had to give him an excellent there.
Yeah. Gudra with those two Terras is disgusting.
I mean,
what do you think of Enamorous here?
Okay, so
that's the mon I don't believe in, but
so
I think could be good.
My only time spent with Enamorous is I tried to play around with it on Showdown in doubles format. It kind of struggled, but let's see, it's Flying Fairy, it has Overcoat as the ability, it's slow as dirt. Does he have a Trick Room setter? As of,
but like unreliable, and then you're playing Trick Room in singles.
Yeah, that's fair. See, doubles brain kicking in right there. I mean, it's a fairy type, which isn't much in this. Which there aren't many of this.
Oh. See, we've got this problem where we have a rating system of 4 things, and I don't want to give out a lot of excellence, and I don't want to give out a lot of bads, so all of my ratings are good or alright.
Yeah. I don't think it... I mean, Gudra, Enamorous, Ursaluna. His team isn't like...
Alright. I've decided I'm giving out more excellence and more bads, which
is fair. I don't think his defensive pivots are that great.
Yeah, really, because like you loved the defensive pivots on the last team on Eldentista, and I find this one to have much more reliable defensive pivots.
Hang on, so look, like, it's a lot of his a lot of his Pokemon seem frail. You have what, Gudra, Ursaluna, Enamorous that are like the big bulky mons, right? Samurott has decent bulk. Tauros is physically bulky due to Intimidate. And then what, you have Meowscarada, Noivern.
Okay, I think there is an argument to him not having longevity on his defensive pivot. They all can come in, take a hit, take like 25 to 30%, not much, like they ate it. And then they're not like, they're trading hit for hit, but that might be my bulky offense brain kicking in a bit.
Your bulky offense brain wants to take, a total of 3 hits.
Right, so they take 20 to 30%, they hit back harder, or they get a setup move and then they hit back harder, and I'm okay with. But I think you're right. I think he doesn't have longevity in his switch-ins, and they're not the best. Also, his rock switch-in is non-existent. It's Ursaluna, and I think Ursaluna is very 2-for-1, 1-for-1.
Mm-hmm.
Fairy switch-in is pretty unreliable. It's Scizor. I don't believe the Toxtricity is going to be, like, gets worn down. It's not, like, super real.
Yeah.
Flying is also only Toxtricity, so if you get something like a Moxie Gyarados set up, it's over. Moxie Gyarados might be a bad example because there's no flying attacks in this game.
Well, to be fair, he at least. I mean, Hisuian Electro doesn't want to eat a flying type attack, but it'll come in and kill the flying threats most of the time, at least.
See, I think his hazards on his ends are good, and I think his hazard control is bad, which makes me put all right as a mid ground.
Yeah.
Because I don't like that defog's your only thing when. Dude. Watch something have rapid spin here.
No, nothing here has rapid spin. I think.
Okay.
I really don't like his. Takudra and Ursaluna. That might be enough to give it an. I'm gonna give it an alright. I just think it'll be easy to wear this team down.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. I think you sold me on that.
Oh,
offensive power's got to be better than alright.
Yeah, though. I missed category. Yeah, I think it's good.
Sword Stance Scizor, if he does wear things down with hazards, can just clean up.
I mean, anyone that doesn't have an abundance of like steel or ghost types are also just gonna take fat damage from.
Well, like
toxicity.
I'm imagining some hazards going up. Ursaluna going 1-for-1. Meowscarada getting like a hazard down in 50%. Then like Noivern or Tauros like
he does have
going 1-for-1 or 1.5-for-1, and then you just get the Mon in a good spot.
He does have double boom burst.
Yeah, that's funny. I love Hisuian Electrode and Goodra as captains though.
I agree. Well, but not having Terra Dark to dodge prankster stuff and let it do status shenanigans is pretty solid.
I don't believe in Banettasmon. That is your low point, Phil. Which it is what it is. It's gotta be somebody. It's my Wigglytuff.
True. Alright, we go next.
Everybody's got a Wigglytuff, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Kid and the Oakland Overquills. I'll let you talk first because I've done prep for this match and I've already looked into this team quite a bit.
Yeah. I have not done prep or looking into any team. Okay. So, gut reaction is this is probably one of my favorite teams I've seen so far.
Dude, the fact that he got this team at 7th in the draft pick, kind of nuts.
Well, 7 is you just get good mons, right?
Yeah.
Zapdos, love them on. Annihilate, love them on. King Gambit, I think it's worse in singles without the ability to Terra. Still love them on. No, I think it's better in... Okay, I only say it's worse because it can't Terra. So the OU endgame of lose 5 mons, click Sword Stance, Terra, there's always a way is less likely. But it's still King Gambit in an endgame in singles. Chi-Yu, I don't know why Chi-Yu wasn't banned.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. Actually, I kind of get why Chi-Yu was allowed because it can't Terra Fire and click Overheat like it did to get it banned. But I don't understand why it was allowed, but Chi and Pao wasn't. I feel like they do the same thing.
Yeah.
Kind of irrelevant. Overquill, awesome mon. Probably the lowest rating category is the Terra Captains. Gastrodon has... Like, do you have good switch-ins for these mons? King Gambit and Annihilate cover each other amazingly. Cyclizar is a traditionally good pivot. His hazard control... Does he have... He has rocks on Gastro. He just has rocks. He has T-Spikes on Overquill, right? Overquill spikes, right?
Yes, it should. I mean...
you have Rapid Spin on Cyclizar. It's alright to good. Offensive pressure, defensive pressure. I think everything here is good. Except for Terra Captains.
Yeah. He did the same thing that Eldentista did, where he picked both his... I mean, there's probably some reason that I'm missing here, but he picked both his Pokemon's stab types, and I feel like in the format where you only can Terra this one Pokemon, a little more variety is
See,
better for you.
I don't think that's a real issue. Like, what does Hatterene do in singles, though? Hatterene is the, like, Nuzlocke mindset, right?
Magic bounce.
Magic bounce, yeah. I don't think having 2 Terra types... See, Water and Fairy are so neutrally good. I get the... Look at his Fairy column. This is also a man who does not want to fight Iron Valiant.
Yeah. 0 fairy resist.
Actually, is that a bigger deal than...
I mean, he has a decent ground weakness too. He has a decent fighting weakness. And ice is, you know...
See, this is where the gut reaction category is amazing, because I can look at this and go, I love this. And then I can look at the small parts and be like, yeah, actually, this isn't as good as I want based on the categories.
Uh-huh.
But the gut reaction is like, I love this. How did you get this? This is illegal.
Yeah.
And then I like look at it and I'm like, defensive pivots? You know? Not that great. You don't have fairy switch-ins. You don't have ground switch-ins that aren't... I mean, Rotom and Zapdos are very real.
Yeah.
But you're also a 10-mon team, which I feel like I should take points away from 10-mon teams. But if I'm not taking points away for, like, 1-mon pointers, like, I look at Bennett and I'm like, yeah, that's your 1-point mon filler. That doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
Then, like, I shouldn't take away points for not having 12.
Yeah.
Chi-Yu broken, Annihilate broken, Zapdos broken.
Dude.
Rotom, always good. Gastrodon, always good. Overquill, I'm sure it's good. Cyclizar, great pivot. Defensive pivots, very weak.
Supreme Overlord King Gambit is gonna be sick.
I can see him getting, like, fast ferried and just getting run down by it. Like, War Down.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's why I've got to lower the defensive for.
Dude, I'm jealous of the Zapdos pick. Zapdos is a great pick.
Yeah, gut reaction puts it very high. Looking at it more lowers it. Basically, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, agreed.
How long have we been talking, by the way?
52 minutes. And we are halfway through, basically.
Oh boy, we're slow.
Also, I had a fan going because it's hot, and I think my mic was picking it up for like the entire first half of this video, so I'm going to apologize now for the people who struggled to listen through it.
Oh god.
Yeah, I didn't think about it, and then I saw my mic on my Streamlabs was constantly picking up, and I'm like, oh, this is bad.
Hopefully it's not loud.
Hopefully.
Alright, Snowman?
To Snowman and the Richmond Rookies.
Alright, we'll alternate. You're up.
Gut reaction. Team is... Let's see, we have Tusk, Corvi, Bax, Sylveon. See, I'm torn between excellent and good on this team, I'm gonna be honest. I like a lot of these Pokemon.
I feel like this is going to be the opposite of Kids Team for me. Where I'm going to look at this and go, I'm not the biggest fan. But then I'm going to, like, look at it and I'm like, okay, wait, hold up. So, like, my gut reaction was like, yeah, those are some 2 very good opens. Like, Great Tusk and Corviknight, Fairy Dragon Steel, Sylveon, Wish Pass, Thundurus, Instant Pressure, got some speed. Got the Weavile for some speed, got the bulk, got the defensive. I don't feel like I should believe in these here, I actually wish he went double stab on the low kicks.
I think double stab low kicks would be acceptable.
I actually wish you went double stab low kicks.
Like, but simply because Tinted Lens is a very good ability. And you can just, like, open with, like, Terra Bug first impression, or just Terra Dark and start sucker punching anything for big damage.
I low-key wish you went double stab Typhlosion, too.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a real ghost threat, and I could see a choice or scarf set with double stab Typhlosion picking up just as much with a Shadow Ball onto some teams as it does with Overheat or Eruption.
Yeah. Okay, so looking at his columns here, I understand the Terra Poison low kicks because we have once again come across another team that says, "Hey, fairy types, hit me."
Yeah, but he's got Corvi.
True, Corvi does get Roo, so it has a lot of longevity.
He's got Corvi. That's like the fairy switch-in.
He also, I mean, Vaporeon probably can do it well with its high. It's got high special defense, right?
If you have any fairy type like Jolteon, that's not a real fairy but a fake fairy, and that can take on Corvi too.
Yeah, that's fair. That's when he just swaps in Pikachu with Lightning Rod and laughs in your face, and then doesn't really hit back.
Yeah, because Jolteon still has Volt Absorb.
Yup. Hazard.
Alright. Offensive power. His offensive power is alright. That's a pretty low score for me for offensive power, but his defensive power, very good.
Yeah, he's got a pretty solid switching. Well, hang on, we can't say that when we're just
I think you can though. I think Corviknight with Roo, Sylveon with like a defensive Wish Pass Baton set. Because remember, Baton Pass is legal as long as you're not passing buff. So like a Wish Baton Pass set is real, and he's got both Vaporeon and Sylveon to do it.
True.
He has Knuckle Stack to wear things down, probably force a couple Covert Cloaks in team building. And then Great Tusk is just a physical wall with Wish support to keep it alive.
I don't know exactly what Thundurus does, I'm gonna be honest.
His special wall is Sylveon. I always see Thundurus as like a Specs in my mind.
Fair. He has backs to set up late. I think his offensive power is better than all right. I don't think his hazard control is great.
I think his breaking power is... I guess if I give more credit to low kicks and Typhlosion, it's... I'm holding it.
That's fair. I'm gonna give that a good. I think his pivots are good.
How are his hazards?
Not great.
He has Tusk.
Oh, he does.
That's
Tusk
is an immediate pass.
Tusk to spin. I forgot Tusk gets spin because VGC Brain never runs spin in the first place. I was like, okay, Corviknight gets Defog.
It's like just Tusk, but that's like, do you need more than just Tusk?
Well, he doesn't have a whole lot of like setting him himself, because Knuckle Stack is his Rock and Spiker.
No, Tusk is for both.
Does Tusk get both of those too?
No, Tusk is Rock and Spin, but
Knuckle Stack's at I don't think he has T-Spikes.
I almost feel like putting good just for Great Tusk and like ignore everything else. He gets a good just for Great Tusk.
I mean, the fact that Great Tusk fell to 9, kind of nuts.
Okay. That's my opinions on this.
Slap a good there. I think it's good. Alright, going to OmegaDawning. Did OmegaDawning give me a team name in the last?
Celestial Celestials.
No, Emerald City Tatsugiris.
Oh, that's Haruki.
The Emerald City Tatsu. Having a problem where my box isn't big enough. Tatsu Giris. Hang on. Can move this down and make this box smaller for this one. And then we'll move this box down. Alright. Got that team name figured out.
OmegaDawning? Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Lando T!
Okay, so my gut reaction is this man drafted 4 Paradox Mons and said, hey, there's no item clause, I'm putting booster energy on everything.
He is Torkoal.
He does have Torkoal Sun, but the only thing that benefits that is Bonnet and
Lilligant Hisui.
Lilligant Hisui, yes. Well, I was looking at the Protosynth. Screamtail gets Protosynth. He does have Unaware and Quagsire, which is good.
My brain really likes this team.
My brain's not a huge fan of this team.
My brain really likes this team.
My gut reaction says all right. Call me crazy. I can't.
All right.
All right, we're on opposite sides of the spectrum here.
All right. So, Screamtail, Lando, Brute Bonnet, Iron Hands, Quagsire, all consistent switch-ins.
Yes.
I
will say his defensive pivots, excellent.
You have defensive pivots everywhere, which is why my brain immediately likes it more. You have Lando for Stealth Rocks, you have Tatsugiri for Spin, which I was looking at. I think Tatsugiri for Spin is like... There were like 4 Mons where I'm like, yeah, there's not a lot of good spinners, but Tatsu was like low-key one of them. Weirdly enough. Like, Tatsu was like one of the couple of Mons that I'm like, yeah, this is actually a good spinner outside of the Dawn fan family.
Base 82 spin, pretty solid.
It was like this, Quaquaval, and a couple others that I was like, yeah, these are good spinners outside of it. So, Lando, I mean, you have 2 Mons that benefit from Sun. 3 Mons that benefit from Sun. 3 Mons. That's enough.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think you need to overcommit to Sun. You have Glaceon that can act as a Wish Pass, which is kind of awkward because it's an Ice type. Which means I really wish Glaceon had the Terra. But Brute Bonnet, Terra Captain, excellent.
Yeah, that's kind of nuts that Brute Bonnet can be Terra Captain.
Brute Bonnet, Terra Captain is dirty.
I love his choices for it, too.
Yeah, Water, Fairy, Dark, very good choices for it. I agree. So, I'm immediately going with Excellent just because of the bulk and the Terra Captains alone. Now, his immediate threats, you have an Iron Moth threat, which is real. You have setup or help setup with Screamtail. You can run Drain Punch Belly Drum on hands. You have a Swords Dance Endgame Victory Dance Sweeper in Hisui and Lilligant.
I mean, you can just run Swords Dance hands too.
My gut reaction is this team kicks ass. It gets the lowest score in hazards just because I don't see any... I mean, no, you have Quagsire. Quagsire is a good defensive pivot with spikes, right?
I don't know if Quagsire gets spikes. It gets rocks, probably. I think Torkoal gets rocks, too.
I'll look it up. Here, you can talk while I look it up.
After hearing you talk, I'm now seeing my gut reaction is terrible.
Quagsire gets spikes and toxic spikes.
Got it.
C-Drops, I need you to not change your opinion to my opinion. Thank you very much.
I know, I'm not going to change my gut reaction as my gut reaction. Lando gets rocks too,
huh? Lando gets rocks. Quagsire gets spikes and T-spikes, by the way. He has Rapid Spin.
Tatsu.
I don't think he has Defog, but who cares? He has Rapid Spin. It's on him pretty alright. But, like, he could just run Boots and, like, set up his own hazards and be chill.
Yeah.
His hazard setters are able to come in and set up the hazards, though. That's what I like.
Offensive pass.
If he has, like... I think Screamtail can Wish Pass, by the way. I'm, like... I need to double-check that. But I'm, like, 90% sure it can.
Yeah.
And since it can... Glaceon can Wish Pass, a lot of his natural bulk in Lando and Brute Bonnet and Hands is more abusable. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I think this is one of the better teams I've seen. Like... Probably, if we're doing tier list maker, this is like S tier.
Dude, I think my gut reaction was terrible. I think his offensive power is kind of nuts looking closer at it.
Yeah, we should have said gut reaction before we talked about it for every team.
Well, I mean, sometimes we look at the Terra captains and we're like, those are fantastic Terra captains just off rip when looking at it for gut reaction.
Yeah, but I saw Lando, Iron Moth, Iron Hands, and I'm like, this can't be bad.
Yeah, that's fair. My gut reaction was terribly wrong.
I've converted another one.
Conversion complete. All right, next slide.
Yep.
We kind of picked up the pace here.
I think that's fine.
Yeah, I agree. Haruki was the Celestials. You want to go first this time?
Okay. I don't believe in Pharaohseed. I love Hisuian Zorak. I want to play with Walking Wake, and I don't believe it needs Sun to work.
That's a fortress, by the way.
Pharaohseed is the mini version of Ferrothorn.
That's alright.
I'm just gonna pretend I didn't say that. Everybody else pretend I didn't say that. I love T-Tar. I love Glastrier. And my gut reaction is meh. And I don't know how you managed to get that out of me with like 4 to 5 mons I like. So I'm gonna put all right for gut reaction because we're now doing gut reactions before we talk. And I like most of the mons on this team. That's why I'm confused by my gut reaction.
What's my gut reaction? Wake, Muse, Aurark, Slitherwing, Glastrier, Fortress, Torn. Or is that Thunderous? That's Thunderous, not Torn. T-Tar. Gut reaction. I think it's good. I think I have a little more faith in Fortress than you. Mew's nuts because it learns basically.
Yeah, Mew's nuts. You just see Slitherwing and you want to love it,
dude. I love Slitherwing.
Which is weird because I don't like his Terra Captains and I love Glastrier. I just don't like the other two. I have no faith in Camerupt. I have no faith in Carbink.
I can agree with that. I tried playing Camerupt in our doubles league and it did nothing but die. Carbink, I don't know what it does. I'm gonna be honest. He called it discount Deancy when he drafted it, so I'm gonna assume it's gonna fill a similar role. I think Glastrier's good. Do I like the Glastrier's Terra types though?
Fairy and Water are just good neutrally defensive.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't like Carbink and Camerupt at all. I don't
know if he really had any other options, though, is the problem. Which leads to that would just mean some weird draft issues in the first place.
You know what I think this is going to happen? This feels like the team's just going to get worn down pretty hard. Haruki's about to go 12-0.
Do it. I want to see it, Haruki. Go 12-0 for us with that Slitherwing.
I feel like the team just gets worn down. And I love Hisuian Zorak, but
I don't... Wo-Chien is like the only thing that gives sustain, huh?
Yeah, and that's not real sustain.
Yeah.
But like Hisuian Zorak and Walking Wake are going to be menaces every time they come out. And you have to scout for Hisuian Zorak until you see it. Also, it's not a Terra Captain, which I don't think it needs to be. I truly believe that. Which means you're going to have to predict, is this a Zorak every single time a Mon comes out? And that's the most annoying part of this.
Yo, kind of the beautiful thing about his team, too, having Hisuian Zorak. Look at all those Dark Resist.
Yeah, but he can't hide it as T-Tar or like, hey, where's the sand? But he can hide it as Wo-Chien and eat fighting moves.
Can't hide it because you won't see the
aura.
The aura go.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I mean, you could hide it as a Walking Wake. You can hide
it as Mew on lead, and then Mew lead is like a real thing. and then if it can eat a ghost move.
Yeah.
And you can hide it as Wake on lead, and then get like some bad switch-ins to it.
Yeah.
Or like you bring in your Fire Resist, and your Fire Resist is Slowking, and you eat a Shadow Ball.
No,
I'm not a fan.
yeah, it's not my favorite team we've seen. I don't think it's a bad team. I do agree with the it'll get worn down.
So you have defensive pivots as good. Why do you think defensive or pivots are good?
I mean, while it'll get worn down, there's a lot of bulk on this team.
It's another team that loses the Fairy.
That seems to just be a theme. But it's a good thing that not a whole lot of fairies exist. I don't know. I think a lot of his mons have the bulk to like take 2 or 3 hits.
You're saying he can bulky offense his way through it.
Yeah, he'll take 2 or 3 hits and probably like 2-hit KO a lot of things.
See, he does have good bulky mons. Glacier Bulkio, Slitherwing Bulkio, T-Tar Bulkio. Alright, I'll take it.
I think Walking Wake has decent bulk.
Yeah, it's not bad. Not amazing, not bad.
Alright. Shall we go next?
Send it.
Alright.
Oh, this team sucks.
Yeah, this team's awful. I mean, if you play this team, you just don't have to worry about anything hitting. All these mons will miss you. Actual though, I don't think Electric's team is bad.
Oh, I just gut react to that for the meme.
You did that for the meme.
Definitely. Okay. Real rating.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think a lot of your opinion on this team has to do with your opinion on Tornadus. First off, Rain team that is not overly reliant on Rain, which I immediately love.
Yeah.
You have Basque Legion and Overquill as Rain sweepers, but they don't need Rain. You have a good Grass type in Breloom, a good Steel type in Heatran and Magneton. And you have the Rain Abuser. Like, Tornadus is a Rain Abuser. Regieleki is a Rain Abuser. Regieleki can be swapped into by a Ground type every single time because it cannot Terra. That being said, it's still a Rapid Spinner, and
it's a 200 speed Rapid Spinner.
She has like 15 ways to deal with ground types. It's the same reason Heatran being weak to ground is going to be a little less dependent when there's a million ground types, or like a million ways to deal with ground types.
She's got 3 immunities, a resistance,
and Magneton can trap steals.
Yeah,
I actually think her Terra Captains are very good. Gut reaction is good. I've only given one team excellent so far, and I'm going to stick with that. I'm not going to say excellent. Offensive power is actually excellent.
I'm going to give Electric an excellent. I think her Terra Captains are good. I agree with that. Offensive power, dude. Like, she doesn't have to bring rain with Basque Legion, and it can just be bulky with adaptability and just slam something that's not expecting it.
So unless she's running like AV, her defensive switches aren't the best. Unless she's running like AV Torn with like a not nasty plot.
That Torn does get Regenerator, by the way.
Yeah, I know. And it's be like a Fizz Def Heatran and like...
Yeah.
Florges can definitely Wish Pass though, which is very nice. It's good. It's on the good side of alright good.
It's like
Hazard Control. Rapid Spin on Aleki is good. Spikes T-Spikes on Overquill. Dougie Fresh gets rocks, but you don't want to bring Dougie Fresh.
Yeah, Dougie Fresh is going to come in and just try and Earthquake something every time, I think, as a revenge.
Also, Her hazard removal is very good. Her hazards herself are not, because she has both rapid spin and tidy up.
True, I always forget tidy up's a thing. Well, dude, plus if you can tidy up on like a swap in and then you just start pop bombing something.
Yeah, but you have to be so careful with Rocky Helmet. I don't know if that mon is real. It like kind of is.
I mean, pop bomb only hit twice for her anyways, and that's being generous.
Yeah, so you have to like look for Rocky Helmet, or you have to like have your chance to miss. Because you're the protective pads or wide lens. I don't know.
Yeah.
The good news is Rocky Helmet doesn't do much except for mouse hold. Also, it's both form of Basculegion, which is insane.
Yeah, that is insane that it's both forms of Basculegion. Defensive pivots.
See, I feel like both of these are the all right side of good for defensive and hazard. Or the good side of all right.
I'm gonna give her all right because I think. I mean, well, that Overquill's gonna get an Evial, or not Evial, the Quillfish. I think it's all right. I mean, do you really want a Lecky to be spinning?
You have no problem with it. Spin into Electro Ball, easy.
Fair.
Lecky doesn't have any other need for moves. Like, it's got electric and ancient power and explosion. Like,
yeah.
You're running like 3 electric moves for the fun of it. You're running like Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Rapid Spin, +1.
Yeah, that's fair.
She probably scarfed it too.
She probably did, knowing electric. Someone's gonna end up eating 6 scarfs versus electric one time.
But this team's just gonna break you.
Yeah, it's very offensive. I'm actually hang on, I'm gonna change. I think her pivots are all right. It kind of falls to the. This team it's not like super bulky. It's kind of frail.
I can agree. Quillfish has a lot of weight to carry. Also,
Torn, and then I mean, if you call the Heat Ran switch in, it's just
no. I'm keeping no. It's like the middle ground of good and all right. All right.
All right. We've said all right a lot this video.
All right.
All right.
3 teams left.
3 teams left. Let's get her done. Dolan and the Golden State Golden goes. Oh, we found the Valiant.
What is this?
Let's see. This team is good.
What does Meloetta do?
I don't know exactly. I know it has a move that it's like, I want to say it's like 80 base power or something that has a chance to sleep mons, which is kind of neat. I don't remember its typing off the top of my head. It's at least a normal type.
God, I like half of this team and I do not like the other half.
I think this team is good.
I fully believe Isuin, Samurott, Dondozo, Rotom Heat, Iron Valiant are like, and Golden Go are like 5 of the 6 strongest you can ever pick. Dude, and then I just don't like the rest of it.
I'm very jealous of the Samurott. I wanted that Pokemon real bad. But that's because I think Ceaseless Edge is a sick move.
I feel like this looks very top heavy and the top is very strong, and I don't like the I don't have faith in Kilowattrel. I don't have faith in Mudsdale. I don't have faith in Greedent when it can't Terra. You know what's funny is if I saw those Terra types on the Greedent instead of the Mudsdale, I'd like it more. Which is weird considering Mudsdale's a better mon, but yeah. I don't have faith in Dragalge after playing it myself. In doubles.
I don't have faith in Valiant.
I don't have faith in Toadscruel. even though it can be like a spiker, all that. He has the best. Okay, so let me give the positives though. He has his Suian Samurott set up hazards
Correct.
for free, and then Golden Go to spin block.
Correct.
And he has good switch-ins between that Samurott, Golden Go, and Valiant. They like switch in for each other really well. He has Dondozo to stop any shenanigans while he's setting up the hazards. Like, you're not setting up on me setting up. And then Rotom Heat is just a Rotom. One of the best Rotoms.
Yeah.
And those 5 out of 6 Mons, I feel like if the other half of the draft was different, this would be an excellent in my head. I just can't. Which is funny, because like I looked at Kilowattrel for myself. Because I'm like, hey, fast. But it's like the idea of it is, why would I take Kilowattrel? And I'm like, oh, it gets Weather Ball, and there's no weather here. Or I'm like, oh, it's a fast attacker, but you have Valiant to do it better for the end game. It's not like a good defensive pivot. It's not a good setup sweeper.
I mean,
It's all right.
His team's not even that like ground weak either, which is what I wanted to make the argument for having the Kilowattrel for. On paper, his defensive chart's phenomenal.
Yeah, that's very true.
But I think this team will struggle in longevity because there's.
Well, no, I don't even think it will necessarily. Like a leftovers Rotom will recover Golden Go, and like a Dondozo, I don't even think it'll recover. Struggle. I think its defensive prowess is like the best part of it. I think its offensive pressure is lacking though. With Valiant, that's weird to say.
Dude, Valiant's made of paper.
Yeah, but like offensively, it's one of the best revenge sweepers / endgame sweepers in the game. Or it's just a breaker with Specs or Band or Scarf.
I understand, dude. I hard lack faith in that Pokemon. After, I mean, granted, I tried to play it in doubles, but it does have the ability to play both physical and special, which is neat.
I feel like I want to love this team because of those 5 Mons that I mentioned, but I just can't. Because of the other half.
I think it's.
I put in my ratings.
I'm working. I'll give it a good offensive power. Does it lack? You really don't have faith in adaptability, Dragalge?
No, I do not. I think it is best used as an AV special defensive pivot, and then it gets like a hit off, like it drops a Draco, and you can't really swap a fairy in because of poison. And I think that is like its use. Maybe it's better because it does get T-Spikes recover, I believe.
It's also it's also a grounded poison type.
Yeah, you want a grounded poison. Actually, we should go through every team and dock off any team that doesn't have a grounded poison.
I just don't know how prevalent T-Spikes is going to be. Like in all the Pokemon PPL videos I've watched have not really had. I don't think any of them have had T-Spikes. I feel like trying to. I think it might be too. Like, I know we have a 60-minute timer, but it might just be too slow with the high power of the format to try and poison stall.
We'll see.
Yeah.
You don't have to like full poison stall. You can just get the chip when you need it.
Chip is chip.
I mean, one level of T-Spikes is like 12% a turn, right? That's insane.
Yeah, fair.
Also, it enables Hex on things like Golden Go.
True. But why not just run Shadow Ball?
Because Hex slaps.
Fair. Alright. 2 more teams?
2 more teams.
Alright, we are going to...
This is taking a long time.
Seph and the Saffron City Sneaslers. Another 10-mon team.
Oh. Oh, baby. Got reaction? I'm leaning towards excellent.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of. Dire Claw's nuts. You got a Dawn fan.
My second excellent.
Enamel.
The only thing is, I will say, I don't trust Roaring Moon in a singles format that it's not allowed to Terra.
Yeah, it'll definitely struggle there. Yeah, it's it's probably excellent.
Also, he's gonna force covert cloaks.
Call me crazy, but it's like a low excellent for me.
Yeah, then put good.
No, because he's got. It's definitely excellent.
So here's why I love his Terra captains.
Yeah, I think they're. I don't know exactly what Frostmoth is gonna do, but between Weirdeer and Delphox, I like those Terra types. Well, okay, I can't say I like all the Terra types because once again we have the Weirdeer with the normal and the steel, so it wants to get punched regardless.
Yo, is this the first No, he doesn't get excellent on hazard control because he doesn't have Wait, yeah, he doesn't have T-spikes.
Does Sneasler doesn't get T-spikes?
Does it?
I don't know.
Does Chestnut get all three?
I'm going to.
I know Chestnut gets rocks
Yeah.
and spikes. Does not get toxic.
Does not indeed.
Doesn't get stealth rock either, but he has shreds for that. It
Nope.
only gets spikes.
No, Sneasler gets toxic spikes.
Does it? Okay, but you don't really want to click it on it.
Yeah, it kind of just wants to Dire Claw things and pray for status.
Okay, so gut reaction is the best category because I can be completely biased with it. And decide stuff before. He has out of the house damage very aggressively. I like the Terra Fairy. He has a Rotom, the best Rotom. Even the best Rotom.
Yeah, it's the best Rotom.
He has Sneasler, which is just going to cheese games because it put everything to sleep legally.
Yeah.
He has the second best Rapid Spinner of the format behind Great Tusk. He has a Namarus, which is going to create a Dirty Fairy Dragon Steel. He has Delphox, which is a deceptively good switch-in. Look at his full green chart, by the way. No red.
Full green, baby.
I mean, it's not full green on resistances, but it's full green on...
There's no red.
Exactly. Garganackle. I mean, I think you can have a dedicated Garganacci swap.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know. Weirdeer, I think Weirdeer is insane for 2 points.
Oh, absolutely. I looked at it at one point.
I would have taken it.
It is another 10-mon team. Which
yeah, but I haven't been doing a negative for that, but I also haven't been doing a negative for anybody with 12 that has like a Batmon, you know?
Yeah, that's fair.
Like I'm not holding that against them either.
Yeah.
Cuz like I for example have a 12-mon team, but I have Wiggly. Like it's an 11-mon team, you know?
I think you're sleeping on Wiggly. I think, if anything, I have the 11-mon team because my last pick was Cricketune, and it doesn't really do a whole lot.
Yeah, that ain't real. I agree.
I think Wigglytuff will at least have some sort of use.
As of right now, if we're doing overall rankings, I think that this is my second favorite team.
Yeah, it's a pretty good team.
I've given out 3 excellence, and they were Kid, Seph, and Omega, right? On gut reaction?
Okay. So?
Yeah, I'm just like tabbing through the pages, looking. Okay.
All right, last team. Jacob, is it Weist? I'm assuming it's supposed to say Weiss. Jacob Weiss and the Key West Spite Ups.
Okay. I don't believe in Haxorus, although I think it's better in singles. Still don't believe in it.
I struggle to have faith in Haxorus.
I love Cinderace. I love Hisuian Arcanine. I don't know why you'd pick both.
Man's wanted a rock type. He also has double into triple. Oh, he has triple into him. That's actually spooky. Well, and to be fair, you can just run Rockhead, Bandit, Arcanine with Head Smash, Flare Blitz, E Speed, Wild Charge.
I feel like I'm getting another moment where I like the Mons that are on the team and I don't like them together. Also, I love that he has a green ground resist column just because of the he has like 4 resist immunities with grassy terrain and then like multiple hard weeks.
Yeah.
I don't think double fire is that much of an issue, but
no.
His fastest mon is Cinderace. He has nothing really threatening that's fast after Cinderace. Like it's like Haxorus. I don't care for this team.
I'm thinking, and thinking while trying to put in a gut reaction is not really...
I also don't get why you run Magnezone for the steel trapping when you've got Cinderace Arcanine.
Yeah.
Like, the Drag Mag thing is like, it's protecting a Haxorus, and I don't have that much faith in Haxorus. And it's not stopping fairies when you got 2 fire types ready to kill fairies. And he's still weak to the fairy column with 2 fire types and a steel type. That's insane.
Yeah.
I don't care for his Terra Captains.
Yeah, I think they're alright. I think Cryogonal's a cool Pokemon. I don't know.
I don't believe in Cryogonal.
See, I don't believe
that being said, his defensive switches are solid.
A lot of bulk. He has grassy terrain to set up on a good switch in. He has Spite Ops for Sticky Web, Circle Throw shenanigans. Multiple rockers. I think his control, yes.
No. His hazard control is much better than that.
Yeah.
He has Court Change. He has hazards for himself. He has Spin.
Yeah.
He has Spite Ops to set up hazards and then Circle Throw spam. Yeah.
Pivot.
That being said, I'm not... This is like, his defensive pivots I would put on the high side of alright. Almost good, but I'm not a fan of this team. And I love the Mons on it.
This just seems like a pretty alright team to me. I struggle to believe in the Primate.
So how many teams are in this?
14.
Quick SABC.
Alright.
Tier list with 3 in each, minimum.
3 each minimum.
That means you have 2 teams that can float.
Yeah, sure. Let's start at Cheattowin. Where do we want to put that?
You want to do one for each of us?
Sure. Overall team rating drops.
Okay, so I'm gonna do this a different way. I'm like thinking of which teams I would put S, and I already know the 3. And I think it would be
Here, hang on.
Team rating. You're copy pasting rating.
Oh, god dang it.
I'm fixing it on the other ones.
All right. Let me. Rating.
So I'm gonna put 4 in S because I'm gonna put myself in S because I need to.
Understandable. You should always think highly of your own team. Gotta have confidence to play it.
Pretty much. Like, I just always have to put myself 1 if I'm rating myself, because, like, why else? Why would I put myself bad, you know? But I think my 3 S tier teams would be... Sorry if there's dogs.
Dogs are dogs. Life is life.
Would be Seph, OmegaDawning, and Kid.
Oop, did not mean to move that. Gosh darn it.
I think Seph, OmegaDawning, and Kid are my 3 favorite teams.
Seph, OmegaDawning. Hang on. Me, I'm an S tier. How many?
Yeah, you like the inspired confidence of putting yourself in S. Then we have A tier teams, and I'm trying to look through them.
Uh-huh.
And I think there's a lot of candidates.
Hello? Type, please. I definitely agree with you on the S tiers. Those 3 have absolute powerhouse teams. Let's see. A tiers. Sorry, people. While I think you're an A tier from my perspective.
Cool. I'll take it.
Dude, honestly, you might be S. I might like.
No. Put it A. It's fine.
I might like your hazard control to be slightly better.
We got the Quaquavel spin.
Yeah, but Quaquavel doesn't switch in super greatly.
Nah, he's got defog on.
Yeah, that's fair.
Nah, keep the A.
Electric is gonna get an A tier from me.
I think I have a very clear cut SAB. It's the A and B that's getting really hard for me. I have the teams that I think are the 3 worst teams, and I have the teams that I think are the 3 best.
Cheattowin.
SABC.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna write them all down really quick.
You're good. See, going by my rating, my category ratings for Kid are higher or lower than yours technically. But I think Kid's team is just nuts. It's definitely a hard team to prep for, seeing as I've already had to prep for it. Gave that one Dolan. Okay, I'm just gonna go top to bottom here. Give it.
This is an A or a B.
I agree with that. I'm deciding. I think it's a B. No, Dragapult, Cress, Arcanine, Zoroark, Oh, not S-A. Let's see, the Squirtle Squad, Trikster. Eldentista. Just figuring out which teams I think are the worst is the easiest first. Whoop.
I'm having a hard time between A and B. I keep putting... One probably is an A.
Let's see. Okay, hang on. Let's add a new slide real quick. Overall rankings. We'll do.
I only have 2 ways.
That. I need to add a new text box. Wait, what am I doing? Hang on. Control Z. Control C. Control V. There we go. Alright. We'll do drops at S A B.
I'm trying to decide if my last day is between you and Eldentista.
Confused S. S A
I think it's you.
B. Hey, thanks. Alright, so we both agreed it was Seph. This is in no particular order. Kid and Omega. Or the 3 S tiers.
I've had the same 3.
Okay.
I had A as Cheattowin
Hang on, Seph.
and Electric.
Kid.
I'll put it down. I'll put it down for myself.
Okay. Let's see, I had Cheat. Confused. Dasnowman. Electric. Cheat, Confused, Electric, Snowman.
Oh, I did not have...
Cheattowin. Confused. Electric. Dasnowman. Then let's see. Bees. Eldentista. Chad. Those two my only bees? Oh. Eldentista. Chad. Dolan. Then let's see my C's. Trick. Haruki. Jacob. Trikster. Haruki. And Jacob. Oh, the combos do look better, don't they?
Much.
This is what happens when we use live blow chain reactions as our...
Look at how much nicer that looks.
Yeah. Alright, you know how to format better than I do. Alright. Like I said, no particular order.
Yeah, we definitely don't have similar opinions.
I mean, what's our differences here? We have Dolan and Dasnowman ranked differently. I just have those two moved up a tier. And like, guys, to reiterate once again that we said at the start of the video, we know diddly squat about singles.
True.
This is us making some fun content.
Let's wrap it up. It's already been really long.
True, we're at 1 hour and 46 minutes. Thanks for watching, guys. Good luck to everyone during the season, and can't wait to play. Do you have anything you want to say?
Nope. Thanks for watching.
Perfect. Later.